Hi, everyone, and thanks for coming to track down this information session for Lancaster Behavioral Health to talk about the partnership with Widener University. I am Cameron Buckby, the Assistant Director of Recruitment and Outreach in the Center for Graduate and Continuing Studies here at Widener. Today, we are going to talk about an introduction of Widener University as well as the partnership program. We'll jump into a quick virtual tour of campus, discuss the programs that are most relevant to this audience, talk a little bit more about the Widener Advantage in the application process. If you're not familiar with Widener, we have a over 200-year history now. We were founded in 1821 originally as the Pennsylvania Military College and are now a mid-sized private institution located just outside of Philadelphia. We have an 11-to-1 student-to-faculty ratio, which allows us the unique opportunity to build a network with your peers in your program, as well as participate in faculty research or learn from the faculty, really develop a one-on-one relationship with these faculty. We are always changing the amount of graduate programs that we have, always adding more, depending on what our students are looking for, but currently have 60-plus graduate programs and about 6,000 students total in the university, pretty evenly split between undergrad and grad. So what does the partnership entitle you to? A 20% discount on tuition for all graduate and continuing studies programs. The programs that are not included are Crozier medical programs, our online Masters of Social Work program. Quick caveat, we do have an on-campus version as well that is eligible for the discount. And then our undergraduate day programs are ineligible. These are our programs that are designed for students typically matriculating directly from high school into college. So I don't imagine that that will apply to this audience. This applies to everyone at the Lancaster Behavioral Health. It doesn't matter if you're hourly, salaried, full-time, part-time. This discount is eligible for everyone over there. And we will also waive the application fee. So an extra $35 that you don't have to worry about. I'll jump into the enrollment counselor part a little bit later, but just so you know, you have resources available to you throughout this process, and your enrollment counselors are going to be a big resource to you. Give a quick tour of campus here. So you can see our proximity to Philadelphia off there in the distance. This is Founders Hall, where our nursing students are. Just a quick example of the hands-on experiences you can expect as a student at Widener. Jumping into Hyatt Hall, that's where we are in graduate admissions, the Kopelski Learning Center. You'll see lots of communal learning spaces in here. University Center, that's our student hub for campus. So if you meet with your organizations, grab a bite to eat, that's where you go. Leslie Quick Center, this is for our business school. You can see our student using the Bloomberg terminal. We also have a small business development center in there. Harris Hall with some good food options as well as a dorm. This is where our students in clinical psych, physical therapy, social work, and SLP will have some of their classes and connect with faculty. You can see more of the hands-on learning opportunities there in our engineering building. That's our library. All of our graduate programs have a designated librarian to help them find the right books for their program or just assist with anything they might need. And then again, our view of Philadelphia. So jumping into our programs, these are our adult and continuing studies programs. These programs are designed for our students who are non-traditional, not matriculating directly from high school into college, maybe with some college credit or no college credit, can begin these programs entirely online. So we accept up to 90 transfer credits into these programs. And some of these you'll see over a couple of these slides. So you can see our organizational development and leadership program in the Bachelor's of Arts there. That will also show up as a master's program. But again, these programs are entirely online, delivered in an asynchronous format, meaning that you won't have to sit Wednesdays at 1 o'clock for a class. You might have pre-recorded lectures to watch, as well as some readings to do throughout the week and discussion posts, different assignments to complete weekly. Moving along to our graduate certificates, you can see some good options here in business, a little bit in healthcare and education. These graduate certificates are typically between 9 and 18 credits. Again, all of these are going to be available in an online format as well. So you have 9 to 18 credits that'll get you a bit of a micro credential, add a little bit to your resume, help you specialize in an area that you want to focus on. But one of the cool things about these is they stack directly into our master's degrees as well. So say you start with business fundamentals graduate certificate, you can stack that into our professional MBA program. So say business fundamentals, for example, is 12 credits and our professional MBA is 30 credits. Once you complete those 12 credits in business fundamentals, you get that micro credential certificate, and then you only have 18 credits left to complete your master's. The reason this is important is because our master's rates our certificate rates are significantly discounted from our master's rates. So you can end up saving hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars by starting with a certificate and stacking it right into a master's. Moving along to our graduate certifications, counselor education is one that I'll highlight on this screen. Counselor education is available in a few different tracks. We have a school counselor track, we have a student affairs track, and we have the clinical track. If you're interested in becoming a licensed professional counselor, that's a great program for you. It's a 48 credit program, can be completed entirely online, and does have a correlated master's degree as well. So the certification again is going to be significantly discounted compared to the master's rate, and you can complete a pretty solid portion of the coursework in the certification and then stack that directly into a master's and save yourself a bunch of money. These programs are available online, again, in an asynchronous format, allowing you to move part-time at your own pace through the program. Some master's programs in business. I touched on organizational development and leadership for our HR professionals as well as our professional MBA already, but jumping into our specialized MBA. So I mentioned our professional MBA is 30 credits. Our specialized MBA is going to be 33 credits. So only 3 credits more, and it allows you the opportunity to specialize in an area of interest. So whether that be healthcare management, business innovation is one that's pretty hot right now. Just gives you an extra leg up to specialize in a program that can give you a competitive advantage in your field. And these programs, again, available entirely online in an asynchronous format. Moving along to our master's programs in society and culture. A couple more on this one. Obviously, we mentioned social work a little bit earlier. Our human sexuality program has been very popular for years now. This program used to be held in a hybrid format, meaning you'd have to come to campus 1 or 2 weekends a month to take classes and mingle with your fellow classmates. That is moving fully online in fall 2025. So we're very excited about being able to offer that program more fluidly to our students. Some great programs on this screen. Our social work program is online, as I mentioned, not available for the discount, but there is an on-campus version as well, and both the on-campus and online version are available in a part-time or full-time format. Not sure how entirely relevant this is to this audience. Just wanted to drop in some of our master's programs in health professions. You could see different things like in here for nurses, physician's assistant. We also, will have physical therapy and occupational therapy, I think, coming up. Some great programs that are mainly on campus. Our MSN programs can be done online for the most part, with your clinical placements being done at your current place of employment. But in general, these programs are going to be on-campus programs. Master's programs in education, I should have touched on all of these already, the important ones at least. They are all available in the certificate or certification level. And they're all, I don't think I mentioned this, but they are all priced as low as we are allowed to price them. So trying to make it as affordable for you as possible. These are the programs I mentioned a little bit earlier, the doctoral programs in health professions. So our occupational therapy program, physical therapy, as well as some nursing. We also have a PsyD program there. We were the first program to be accredited by the APA. It's a 5-year full-time program on our campus in Chester. So it's definitely an intense program, and I envy the gumption of those that jump into that. So to wrap up a little bit, the Widener advantage, I talked about our convenient location in Chester, Pennsylvania, but also the availability of online coursework to those of you that may be living in Lancaster full time. Most of our programs are available in part-time formats, meaning you don't have to rush through the program. We have some students that get tuition remission, and they want to stay under the tax bracket for that to save some money and kind of go a little bit slower through the program, take a few years to do it. Other students will try to knock it out in a year after graduation. Depending on the amount of credits in that program, that's definitely possible. So when you see there, the average time to completion is 2 to 3 years. That depends on the student and depends on the program. So if it's a 30 credit program and you want to knock it out in a year, that's possible. I did my master's 36 credits when I was working full time, did it in about 15 months. And then you can decide to do that over a few years too. Life happens. If you ever need to slow down your pace, take one class a semester or take a semester off, we're totally understanding of all that. I mentioned on a few of these slides that our classes are delivered in an asynchronous format. There are a few exceptions to that rule. There are a few classes that may be held in a synchronous format, meaning you do have to sign in for lectures at a specific time. However, those classes are always held in the evening hours, designed with our 9 to 5 students, working adult 9 to 5 students in mind. And you'll see that when you're registering for classes in the course catalog. If that's not something that you want to do, that's definitely not something you'll be forced to do. I talked enough about these online, face-to-face, and hybrid, obviously with our human sexuality moving full-time online in fall 25. So let's finish up talking about the application process. You can see our application link there, widener.edu/apply. That will take you to a pretty basic application. It takes about 5 minutes to fill it out. We'll ask for first name, last name, email, program of interest, pretty basic information. Once you hit submit on that form, you will receive an email that prompts you to access a portal. In the portal, that is going to be your application hub. So if we're looking for things like oftentimes prior transcripts or a resume or a personal statement or letters of recommendation, you'll have your checklist in there to tell you what you have submitted and what we're still waiting on. You'll also see your enrollment counselor in there. So you'll see their headshot with their contact information, and you're welcome to reach out to them with any questions you might have. But they're also going to be a resource to you, say, if you have a letter of recommendation that hasn't come through yet. They can reach out to your recommender, just check in, see if we can get that a little bit expedited for you. And then they're going to advocate for you as well. So a lot of our programs, you'll see a minimum GPA requirement of a 3.0, but we'll have students that apply with maybe a 2.7. And we try to review applications holistically. So if we look at things and we say this student's going to be a real asset to Widener, even though they don't have the GPA requirement for the program, your enrollment counselors can look at that information and advocate for you when it comes to the faculty review process and say, we understand that this student doesn't have the grades, but maybe we give them a provisional admission where if they get a B through their first 2 classes, they can stay in the program, that kind of thing. So definitely a great resource and a great advocate to you to take advantage of throughout the process. So that is about all that I have. You can see our main contact line there, 610-499-4282 or gcs@widener.edu. My email is back on that first slide as well if you want to reach out to me directly. But thanks for taking the time to search this out. And if we can be of any assistance to you, please don't hesitate to reach out anytime. Thank you.